Imagine this. You stand at a social gathering, your laughter a little too loud, your agreement a little too quick. You have mastered the art of being pleasant, of molding yourself into whatever shape earns a nod of approval. You are liked. So why does it feel like a slow-acting poison? Why does the echo of their laughter feel emptier each time? There is a silent, gnawing void where your own conviction should be. This is the great lie you've been sold, that being likable is the ultimate social currency. But what if this chase for approval is the very chain that keeps you from true power? What is the hidden cost of this constant appeasement? Your authenticity is diluted, your authority diminished. You become a reflection, not a force. We are taught to seek smiles, but the world is moved by those who command respect, a far darker, more potent currency. Likability is a fragile mask. Respect is an unyielding sword. So, the unsettling question is not how to be wanted, but what part of your soul have you bargained away to feel its warmth? The answer lies not in their approval, but in a terrifying, ancient power you have been conditioned to fear. If these shadows of truth are beginning to take shape for you, ensure you never miss a revelation by subscribing now. This compulsion to be liked is not a personal failing. It is a sophisticated psychological cage. Carl Jung warned of the persona, the mask we wear to secure social acceptance, a mask that eventually fuses with our skin, suffocating the true self beneath. We trade the raw, unyielding power of our authentic nature for the warm, shallow comfort of belonging. This is the herd instinct Nietzsche despised, a voluntary slavery where we seek validation from the very crowds we are destined to lead. Society, what Aldous Huxley foresaw as a brave new world, conditions us with pleasures and approvals to keep us docile. The promise of being liked is a pacifying drug administered to neutralize any disruptive, sovereign will. It is easier to manage a population of pleasant, agreeable people than to contend with individuals of formidable resolve. You are not seeking connection. You are performing a pantomime to avoid the existential terror of isolation, of standing alone. But in this performance, you make a sacred offering of your potential on the altar of their opinion. The true battle is not social, but philosophical. A war between the comfort of the collective and the terrifying freedom of the self. To continue this descent into the architecture of power, subscribe and ring the bell. The deepest insights are still ahead. The fallout of this addiction is a silent erosion of your reality. Your need for likability becomes a cognitive straitjacket, tightening with every choice. You begin to self-censor, not from logic, but from a primal fear of social exile. This is the spotlight effect, warped into a prison. You overestimate how much others judge you, and in doing so, you hand them the gavel to judge your every thought. Your neurological pathways rewire themselves to prioritize agreement over truth, creating a feedback loop of weakness. Culturally, you become another echo in a chamber of curated pleasantries, upholding a system that rewards conformity and punishes the disruptive genius the world truly needs. Your relationships transform into transactions of validation, fragile and hollow. You are not building a life. You are assembling a gallery of mirrors, each reflecting a distorted, palatable version of you. The ultimate consequence is a phantom life, lived for an audience that is barely watching, leaving you with a profound, unnameable emptiness where your power should reside. You become a ghost in your own story, haunting the edges of a world you were meant to shape. If this is challenging the foundations of your social self, wait for what comes next. Subscribe so you don't miss the unraveling. The rebellion begins with a single heretical act. You must willingly disappoint. Start small. Voice a contrary opinion in a meeting. Decline an invitation without a fabricated excuse. Feel the visceral discomfort. That is the sound of your chains breaking. This is not about becoming disagreeable, but about prioritizing the unshakable ground of your principles over the shifting sands of popular opinion. You must reframe your goal from being perceived as nice to being recognized as Necessary. Study the historical figures who shaped epics, the Churchills, the Thatchers, the Steve Jobs. They were rarely the most liked, but they were undeniably respected. Their power sprang from an unwavering commitment to a vision, a willingness to be a singularity, not an echo. This is the Machiavellian pivot. Understand that a leader is safest when they are respected, for affection is fickle, but respect is bound to a perception of strength and consequence. You must cultivate an aura of unyielding judgment and decisive action. Let your yes be a decree and your no a final verdict. This is how you transmute the base metal of likability into the gold of authority. The path to sovereignty is walked by the few. If you are among them, declare it by subscribing and joining our ranks. The final chilling truth is this: the pursuit of being liked was never about them. It was a desperate flight from the terrifying responsibility of your own sovereignty. You feared their disapproval because it forced you to confront the one judge that truly matters, the self you had abandoned. Respect, this so-called dark power, is simply the external echo of your own self-conviction. It is the shadow cast by the unyielding pillar of your character when it finally stands in the full light of day. Machiavelli's prince understood that to rule others, one must first be the absolute master of oneself. This is the ultimate paradigm shift. The world does not give you respect. It can only reflect the respect you have claimed for yourself through difficult choices and unwavering boundaries. The power was never hidden in their approval, but dormant within your own will. Now, the haunting question remains. Having glimpsed this truth, can you ever go back to being merely pleasant? Or will you embrace the formidable, solitary weight of your own throne? Let us know in the comments what part of your mask feels heaviest. Your engagement fuels this journey into the heart of power. The main insight here is that respect is often built through our actions and decisions, rather than just being friendly. It's about being reliable, standing up for what you believe in, and being willing to take the hard road when necessary. While being liked might get you some short-term gains, being respected can lead to long-term benefits that far outweigh the fleeting pleasure of popularity. In the end, it's not about choosing between being liked and being respected. It's about understanding that respect is often the byproduct of doing the right thing, even when it's hard. By focusing on building respect, you'll create more meaningful connections and opportunities that can truly change your life. So, what do you think? Have you ever found yourself prioritizing being liked over being respected, or vice versa? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in building more genuine relationships, be sure to check out my video on how to build genuine connections in a world of superficial relationships. Thanks for watching.